Hi guys, welcome back to Behind the Sawdust, our weekly-ish vlog that shows you what goes on when the cameras go off here at the Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal shops. At the end of this episode, in like, 4 or 5 minutes, I'm going to be telling you how you can win a signed edition of Roy Underhill's woodworking novel. So stick around for a few minutes or fast forward to the end, it's up to you. In the meantime, we'll get everybody up to date on the happenings around here and preview the upcoming issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. As you know, I've been traveling for the last couple of months, public events all over the place, but that's finished up, and I am really glad to be back home. Not that I didn't enjoy meeting all the people that came to the various events. I actually met hundreds of viewers from all over the country, which is just fantastic. The Rockler store openings that I did in Chicago and Detroit area, they were particularly enjoyable because I got to talk to people in a more laid-back setting. So kind of like a whole group, and we could just chat for a while, and I got to learn a lot about people, and I really enjoyed that. Signed a ton of books, took a lot of pictures that I've been seeing popping up on your social media accounts, which is always a nice reminder that I need to diet, so thank you for that. But the big events were fun too. IWF was just awesome. We talked about that a little bit in a previous episode. City of Atlanta was a blast. And Woodworking in America is always one of my favorite shows because I get to teach, which is something I get really, really nervous and obsessive about for weeks beforehand. But I end up really enjoying when the time actually comes, especially when there's a big turnout. All of my classes this year were bigger than last year's. 2 of them had more than 100 students, so that was really exciting. But that is all behind us now, and we're back to creating new content for Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. I don't know if you got a chance to check out the new issue that came out about a week ago. If you didn't, you can check it out for free over at stumpynubs.com. This was our second expanded issue, which means that we've added a lot of additional content, new videos. There's a project gallery with some cool ideas in it that other people have been building. There's even a question and answer box that's way down on the bottom on the left column, so don't miss that. This time, the question was about avoiding scorching your chisels and plane irons when you're using a benchtop grinder. Some people really have a hard time with that, and so I gave 5 tips that will help to keep your edge cool, and none of them involve dipping your iron in water, which sort of goes without saying. So there might be some things that maybe you hadn't heard before. So check it out and see what that's all about. The only way to do that is to actually go to the issue on our website, because not everything in Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal is in on our Stumpy Nubs YouTube channel. The cover story, so to speak, is a new jig I designed for the router table. It's a compact sled that has different functions inside to each of 3 different sides. It's a small parts holder, a coping sled, a circle cutting jig. It'll cut tenons and half laps. It was just a great project. It was easy to make, and it does a lot of cool stuff. So check it out, and if you need help making your own, you can pick up a set of plans at the link below this video. We also had several really good tutorials, at least I thought they were. There's one about carbide turning tools, which answers a lot of the questions many people have about them, particularly how they compare to high-speed steel and whether they're really a good alternative. And that video will also show you how to turn a mallet, which is a fun first project if you're just getting into turning. I think we'll be doing some more wood turning content in future issues because it's not only a lot of fun to make, but I love to watch turning videos. Seeing those shavings come flying off, I watch them on YouTube and I think they're just great. So we'll be doing some more of that in the future. Another tutorial you really should check out, if you haven't already, is one we did on relief carving fundamentals. I'm carving a cluster of dogwood blossoms in the video, but it's not really about that project. It's about teaching 6 important lessons that you need to know if you're going to start adding some carving to your furniture and other projects. Even if you've never even thought of carving before, you should at least check it out, because once you get those simple fundamentals down, just about anyone can do some impressive carving. And once you start adding that to your other woodworking skills, it really changes your overall abilities. I don't know if you remember a couple of issues ago, we did a video about a homemade router plane. Well, in this new issue that just came out, we follow up with a tutorial video about how even power tool woodworkers can benefit from router planes. We talk about using it to tune your joinery up, to flatten the bottom of dados and grooves that you've cut on your table saw, to mortise hinges. If you aren't using a router plane, you're really missing out on a great tool. Of course, the new issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal isn't just tutorials. There's also several great projects. There's some contributed ones, and there's also my personal favorite, the Workshop Tape Dispenser. Mustache Mike made this thing to hold 3 different widths of blue tape, and it can either go on a wall or sit on a bench top. There's also a cool mechanical gumball machine built in the Rube Goldberg style, and an Oriole feeder, which can be a great project for craft shows or for gifts. That's just the highlights. There are 17 videos and a bunch of other stuff in the issue, not all of which, again, is on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out on our website. So, what's in store for the upcoming November issue? Well, just like we expanded the last couple of issues, in November we're going to be expanding again, actually a lot. I want to see just how much we can pack in and still be able to get it out in a month's time. So we have 27 videos and articles planned for the November issue. That's right, 27. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it all works out because I don't want the November issue to come out late like we've had to do with the last couple of issues. I'd really like to see that out just after the first of the month, maybe just a couple of days in, if at all possible. So how are we going to manage then to do 27 new videos and articles? Well, we're going to be changing the way we do a few things. We talked about this a little bit a couple of vlogs ago. For one thing, we're going to be focusing on content that helps you improve your shop and your skills. Shop projects and tutorials are kind of our thing. That's what we've been doing here for years. And we've gotten away from that recently by making too many little crafty projects, like so many other woodworking channels are doing. We really want to focus on what brought you here in the first place. That doesn't mean we're not going to have project videos, but they're going to have a purpose other than to just show you some project that you're probably never going to build. We're going to be focusing on teaching more skills, giving you more tips, looking at some more tool reviews, but also building some more jigs and homemade solutions so you don't have to spend your money on tools. More of the things that you subscribe to us for in the first place. You'll see how this all comes together in the November issue. But the idea is to spread out the release of the content throughout the month instead of dumping it all at once at the end. So we'll release a few new videos every week. And then at the end of the month, we tie it all together, add some special content, and then put that out in the new issue of Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. Now, if you like a couple of hints about what exactly will be in the next issue, I can tell you we have a new incremental tenon jig for the table saw. We have a new tutorial on cutting rabbet joints more accurately. We'll be reviewing a new mini lathe, teaching you how to sharpen router bits yourself, and a bunch of other stuff. So if you haven't subscribed already, go to our website and do it now. It's free. By the way, in next week's Behind the Sawdust, we'll be doing a question and answer video about all sorts of subjects. Really anything you want to ask, I'll at least consider answering. I've been getting questions on Facebook and Twitter already. If you'd like to know something about me or about what we do at Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal, or if you have a woodworking related question or a non-woodworking related question, whatever it is, you can post it on Facebook or on Twitter, or you can just leave it in the comments below. And next week, I'm going to also randomly choose one of our email subscribers at Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal and send them a copy of Roy Underhill's hilarious woodworking novel, Calvin Cobb, Radio Woodworker, which is personally signed by Roy Underhill himself. It's a great book, and Roy was nice enough to sign that for you guys, so I'm going to give it away. All you have to do is be a subscriber to our email list at Stumpy Nubs Woodworking Journal. If you're already a subscriber, you're already entered. If you're not, go over there and do it, and once you do, you're automatically entered into all of our giveaways, and we're going to have a bunch of cool tools coming up the next several weeks. We give all that stuff away just for being a subscriber. And it's free. We don't send you any junk mail, so you should check that out. Now it's going to wrap things up for this edition of Behind the Sawdust. Please thank our sponsors by visiting their website so we can continue to make all of the free content that we do. Then you can sit back and have yourself a cold one, because you've earned it, my friend.